Hello and welcome to Running Hot, blazing trails through the Australian Netrunner scene. I'm Jackson and I'm joined by Connor. How are you, Connor?
Hi everyone, I'm good.
Good. This
I'm
is a
also
game
featuring in this game.
you're featuring. Yes, you are featuring. You are on the left playing Restoring Humanity, and we've got Nick on the right playing Reina Roja.
Yeah,
This is round four of our recent circuit opener, H1 circuit opener from the 5th of May.
yeah, and I love Nick's ghetto mat here. It's pretty sweet.
He's since he's since found a new map, but yes, it's very charming.
Yeah. Oh, I think the game's off.
Yes, we're off.
And this is so restoring humanity is always a puzzle of how quickly can you get something in the discard pile and start
Mm.
getting value out of your ID. I'll be excited to see if I remember my ID trigger every turn this game, as it's always a bit of a struggle for me.
Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
So are you running? You'd be running the typical stuff like Hansei review to get cards into archives.
Yeah. I think this is a relatively standard deck. So it's got
Do you
like
remember what your game plan is?
it's Regenesis. So Regenesis punitive. So it's either scores twice and wins the game, or or punitives. So what do I do here? I think I install a card, maybe
Or
drew
draw?
and got a credit or something. It looks like I let something discard and just took a credit manually, so I'm now on 7 credits.
Yeah. This is an interesting turn one install. Hermes coming down. That's going to be quite good for Nick to see that very soon. But you're not running a lot of agendas, are you?
Yeah, no, just the sort of Regenesis and 3 point package. Um, I like the idea behind this Reina deck, uh, with some, the classic like economy denial plus Hermes. I think that's a cool little combo.
Yeah. I think the only problem is that every turn that you leave archives face down, you're basically denying one trigger of your ID.
Yeah, and you can see I've put a credit on the ID, and this is the rough logic of then I can actually remember to use it at the end of the turn.
Makes
So here
sense.
I'm icing all servers and then resing.
Raising front company, it looks like. So Nick's going to have a read of that. What does front company do, Connor?
Um, it. This is a great question. If you run archives, you take 2 net damage, and that's before you encounter any ice. Now, I remember thinking front company was a bit bad until I realized that.
Yep.
I think it has to be unprotected. There's some sort of combination of
Yeah.
things
The
there.
net damage triggers if the net damage triggers if it's uniced, and the
Oh
other
yeah,
thing that it does is it prevents you from running a remote server as your first run each turn. So now
yeah,
you're forcing Nick to go into one of these unresed pieces of ice, and he's coming in with tread lightly.
yeah. It
He'll
turns it
make it.
into white tree. Um, Now,
Yeah.
Nick, this is a tread lightly is an interesting uh, attack on a central server because it doesn't force you to res, and so you can just kind of ignore it. But obviously,
But there's an
he's
upside,
packing
right?
1% there, so it starts
Yeah.
to pull it apart.
Yeah. I think that's a very nice play. I like that a lot.
It's funny. I actually forgot about that. So as I was commenting on how I would just ignore it, he probably caught me by surprise the same way he caught me by surprise in the game.
Yeah. You're still only going for single accesses, but trashing a piece of ice this early on, I think, is pretty good, especially since you have to run a central server first.
Yeah, and here this ID is just making bank.
Yep, you've remembered it so far.
So I think it's triggered 3 times so far.
So are you running a particularly spiky ice suite? I know I saw a tattoo bowler in your hand at one point.
It's a combination of spiking and just basic gear checks. This was after the tributary ban, so I'm running Tattoo Bowler and what's the swapping code gate?
Thimble rig.
Thimble Rig, and they're just like basic gear check pieces of ice. And
Yep,
then I
nice and cheap.
think everything else is some level of spike. So this is a bunch of draws here too for the runner.
Mm.
I don't think too much else came out of that turn.
Right. Nick's got a sure gamble in his hand, so he'll be able to play that next turn. I think he takes some credit.
And I'm just digging for something. There we go. Hard
Answer
table view gets me the money.
more money. He's gearing up for that punitive turn.
Yeah, I'm kind of being a bit slow about this. So I might have an agenda in hand, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm safe enough to go for it.
You do
Um,
have a Regenesis. I saw that before.
oh yeah.
I mean,
See,
that has to stay on the table for a turn.
like, why have I just put that on? um, yeah. So I think it part of the bit is you kind of want to look like you don't want to make it super obvious because then they just run archives.
Yeah.
But you need to have some amount of ability to sneak that thing in the archives, but that's where punitive also comes in. And here we've got Nyx just setting up. That's a liberated, I'm pretty sure. And a
Yep.
Xanadu.
Making your ice more expensive.
So there's a lot of setting up here on Nick's side.
Yep. He's got money. He's got a breaker.
Yeah,
And he's
getting
got
the
one of his
cleaver
tech
out
pieces.
early, because I think he might play that first turn. That's a bit sad, is um, having to hard install your breaker and not use it. But he
Yeah, I
might have.
mean, there's always a risk of it getting sniped by Jinteki, and losing your breakers is not ideal.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. He might have been a bit afraid of just hitting a couple of net damage.
Yeah. Well, you've always got to be on the lookout for it. You got your credit this turn?
Yeah.
I think you might have missed it last turn, actually.
Oh, that's sad.
But you've got enough. You've got more than enough in my books.
I disagree. So that's two
Well, I'm
clicks
speaking from
fully
the runner's
liberated.
perspective. Yep.
Um,
So Nick's got money. We really need other breakers.
oh yeah, I'm
You're
just
beginning
asking
to
if you
set
can
up
put
a
them in
remote.
different piles.
So you're getting ready to slam that Regenesis down.
This looks like I'm going for some sort of Regenesis setup, which probably means attacking archives is pretty good.
Yeah. It's always very tempting, so you get to turn off the ID as well.
Yeah.
It's going to check R&D.
And
Cost
so
you
whatever I
2
res
extra.
is, yeah, 2 extra.
Oh, that's a good res. Even for 2 extra, I think that's going to be good. We got an Ansi. So Sentry. Going to let you rearrange the top of your deck and do a whole lot of net damage to Nick.
Yeah. And how many cards does Nick have in his hand?
I think he might have 3. Yep. Oh,
That was
no,
it.
he's not enough. Oh, poor Nick.
So he, I think he had 2 in hand, and so Nancy just straight up killed him.
Just killed him. Yeah, that's
So
unfortunate.
that was a short game, but I do, if you've watched this far and you would like to see a rematch of this, because the game ended so quickly, Nick and I actually played another game, which I'll upload just with table audio, and I'll try to link these 2 games together in the description. So
Sounds good.
thanks everyone for watching. You've been watching Running Hot, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.